Hi everyone. So in this video, we'll learn about the basic terminologies in equity market. So we'll start with the face value first, and then we'll look at the book value, EPS, what is PE, PEG ratio, market cap, and enterprise value. So these are just the basic stuff. Those who are absolutely new to the market, right? For them, this should be helpful. Okay, so we'll start with the face value. So here you can see that the face value is 10. So what is this face value and why is it 10 rupees? Okay. So initially let's consider there are 10 members who are putting in around 100 crores to start a particular business. Okay. So each one of them is putting in something like 10 crores. Correct. So instead of saying that, okay, this guy has 10% of the company, what they do is they allocate shares. Okay, so this guy should get so much shares, 10% of the shares, right? For that purpose, if the share has a value, right, then it is going to be very easy. For example, usually what they do is the face value would be in 100 rupees, 10 rupees or 1 rupee, so that the calculation becomes easy. For example, if the share value initially is 10 rupees, then the one who puts in 10 crores, so 10 crores divided by 10 rupees, he would be having around 1 crore shares, correct? So in total, for 100 crore rupees that they are going to raise, right, the total number of shares, if the face value of the company is 10 rupees, then the total number of shares are going to be 10 crores. Okay. So 10 crores into 10 rupees is going to be 100 crores. That is the face value. So why that is important is to know what the initial price of the equity shares were when the company was first started. Okay, but now you can see the face value of some companies might be 5, might be 2, might be 1 also. So that the split and all of that I'll be explaining in the next video. This is just the basic video. So now I hope the face value thing is clear. We'll move on to the next one, that is the book value. So what exactly is a book value? So the book value, I'll just explain that as well. So book value is nothing but when you sell all your assets, okay? So you sell all your assets and you pay back all your liabilities, okay? And you'll be left with some one particular amount, okay? Let's say that is the assets, total assets are 200 crores, the total liabilities are 100 crores. So 200 minus 100, you will be left with 100 crores. Okay. So this 100 crores, what they are going to do is they are going to distribute it amongst all the shareholders. So if there are 1 crore shares, okay, so the total number of shares are 1 crore, then the book value of the company is going to be 100 divided by 1, that is 100 rupees. So that is, in case the company closes down, they sell all their assets, okay, pay back all their loans and their suppliers, whatever amount they have to pay them, right? They'll be left out with some one particular amount, okay? That amount they are going to distribute it amongst all the shareholders. So when they do that, you will know that, okay, each share is going to get 100 rupees. I mean, the one who is holding that particular share, right? So for each of his share, he is going to get 100 rupees. So that is the book value of a particular company. Okay. I hope this is clear. So we'll move on to the next one, that is the EPS. So what exactly is EPS? So EPS is nothing but earnings per share. Okay. So here EPS of this particular company, that is Deepak Fertilizers, is 39 rupees. So what does that mean? So EPS calculation, how they do, the total net profit, okay, for the last 12 months, that is for one whole year, right? So for 12 months, what the total net profit was, and then they'll divide that with the number of shares. So what is that going to tell us? that is going to tell us that for every single share, they are going to make so much money. In case of Deepak Fertilizers, it is the EPS is 39 rupees. Correct? So 39 rupees is what the company is making per each share. So one share, the net profit for one share is 39 rupees. Okay, so that is what an EPS means. That is earnings per share. What is the net profit that the company is making for every share it has? Okay, this is a pretty simple one. We move on to the next one, that is P value. Okay, price to earning ratio. So what that is and how it is important. Okay, so the P value, PE, is nothing but price, that is the current market price of the company, divided by EPS. Okay, so in this case for Deepak Fertilizers it is 412 and divided by 39. Correct? So 412 divided by 39, if you do that, it should be around that 11 mark, right? So that is nothing but your P ratio. So what does P ratio signify? Whether it is low, whether it is high. So what does it tell you? So it tells you that the earnings for that particular share is 39 rupees. But if you want to buy it, you are going to pay 412 rupees to purchase that share. So you are paying 11 times what the company is earning per share. Okay, to buy the particular company, you are going to pay 412 to get that, right? So you are paying 11 times the profit it is making right now. Okay, and how do people interpret the P thing and know whether it is fairly valued, richly valued, or undervalued? So if the, as per the book Intelligent Investor, anything below 15 is pretty cheap, but then no one really uses that valuation thing nowadays, because what happens in Indian market is the quality stocks, no, they trade at a very expensive P, that is even 60 to 80 kind of P they have. So P is not actually a correct measure to evaluate a business, because they have moats and all of that, right? Something like a Nestle, they have KitKat, they have Maggie, they have Cerelac, right? So these are very huge moats that cannot be broken. So for that, they get this premium valuation because of the brands they have. So P is not the right measure. In case if you had, say, did not buy Asian Paints when it was trading at 60 or 50 P 10 years ago, the stock has still continued to trade at 60 or 80 P even throughout the last 10 years. So just because P is high, you want to not, you don't want to invest in that, that is not the right thing. You want to evaluate the business and how strong the moats are and the brand of that particular stock before investing, and not just look at the P thing and invest, because most of the PSU stocks, no, like Coal India or BHL, all of them, most of them, they have very low P, less than 10 some most of the times. So if you had invested in them, you have hardly made any money. Okay, even now they have very low P ratios. So it depends on the kind of the business and their growth runway, right? So it depends on all of that, right? So that is the P thing. So the next thing we'll be watching out for is PEG ratio. So what exactly is the PEG ratio? So here what we do is the P we take into consideration, that we divide it by the growth rate. Okay. So this was coined by Peter Lynch. So Peter Lynch, what he said was, if there is a very small company and they are growing at a rapid pace, that is 25 or 30 or 40% every year, they are compounding their profits. So in that, what you do is you can give them a higher PE also, because their growth rate is so strong that these can command a higher P. For example, if a P of a particular stock is 20 and then the growth of that particular company for the last many years, that is the earnings growth, is let's say 40. So there what happens, it is going to be 0.5, correct? 20 divided by 40. So what he said was anything less than 1 is undervalued. So if you are having a company growing at 40%, right, and its PE is just 20, then your PEG ratio is going to be 0.5, and that particular company is an undervalued company as per Peter Lynch's PEG ratio thing. So for example, if you look at Deepak Fertilizer, the PEG ratio is 0.40. That means their growth, earnings growth is much higher than what PE the market is giving them. Okay, so that is about the PEG ratio. Quickly, we'll finish off the market cap and the enterprise value. So the market cap of a particular company, so market cap is nothing but the total number of equity shares. Let's take into account the total number of shares are 1 crore. That you multiply by the current market price. Okay, let's say the current market price of that particular company is 2000 crores. So the market cap is going to be 1 into 2000, that is 2000 crore market cap company. So based on this, you have the small caps, mid caps and large caps. So small caps are something with less than 8000 crores, and mid caps usually the 50,000 or 80,000 crores. Less than that, we consider them as mid caps, and companies having higher than 80,000 crores, people consider them as large caps. So if you want to look at Deepak Fertilizers, it's a 4,459 crore company. That means it's a small cap company. Okay, it is below the 8,000 crore mark, right? So this is the market cap, but this is the enterprise value. Okay, so why there is a difference between both of them? So enterprise value, in enterprise value, what we do is EV, that is, we take into account the market cap. Okay, so for example, if you are going to take this particular example, the market cap is 2000 crores. You then consider the debt, okay, what the debt company has minus the cash. Okay, so for example, this company, let's say it has 500 crores of debt, and in their bank account they have 100 crores of cash. So what the EV would be? It would be 2000 plus 500 debt minus 100 crores of cash, that is 2400. So this is basically, if you want to take over this particular company, okay, you have to buy out the whole company, then this is the amount you are going to sell out. Okay, so that is what the EV means, because once you buy out the total shares, okay, the 100% of the shares, the market cap you buy, let's say you buy 100% of the shares, you become the owner. So once you do that, what is going to happen is these banks are going to run after you, correct? Because the company has a debt of 500 crores. So you have to pay the banks as well. So that is going to be an addition for you, because you have to spend so much to pay back the debts. But the cash thing is going to be negative, because let's say the company has 100 crores in cash. So what you'll do is, that is a bonus for you. So that would be subtracted from the total amount you are going to spend. So here, if you have to settle the banks, what you are going to do, 500 is the loan, 100 you have in your bank account. So only 400 you are going to sell out, okay, to close the liability thing, right? So that is why 2000 plus 400 is going to be your enterprise value that you are going to sell out to buy the whole business of that particular company. So if you want to buy Deepak Fertilizer, the whole of the business, right, you have to sell 6589 crores. Okay, so I hope most of them were clear. If you have any doubts, right, you can just post it in the comment thing and I'll reply. Okay, so I'll be coming out with another video explaining the more complex ones, right, in the next part. Thank you all.